Heading back out to the aircraft again. You can see here there's a lot of ice, but there's a huge amount of gravel on the ground as well, so that's what keeps it. It's actually really good. Actually, it doesn't feel like it's slippery at all because we've got so much gravel on there. But okay, going to get myself in, sort myself out, and then head on away from this beautiful place over to another beautiful place, Iceland. There we go again, just taxiing out to runway 24 for departure out of Narsarsuaq. Got a bit blown by, got some snow on windscreen by some helicopter that just landed as I was about to taxi, which is a bit of a pain. But yeah, just going onto the runway. Probably won't be able to keep my camera up for departure because it's so bumpy on the runway. So I'm taxiing on now, and then I'll give you some more information when I'm in the air. But I've been cleared to flight level 180 initially, and then once I'm in the air I can do a left turn out. And so here basically you depart from runway 24 and then land on 06, and it's downhill this way for us. Okay, so on the runway it's a little bit slippery, so I'll get back to you when I'm in the air.
November, Papa Mike, Narsarsuaq Airborne, San 34, I'll report 10,000 feet climbing.
Roger, report 10,000 feet climbing, November 0, Papa Mike. So I didn't manage to get the video working for departure, but look at this, isn't it absolutely beautiful? So what we do is we route ourselves down the fjord, get ourselves above the mountains, and then when that's happened, we can then turn en route. The airport just past that little ridge on the right hand side. Beautiful. Airborne out to Narsarsuaq. Just climbing up initially to flight level 180. And at that point then I'll get onto Gander eventually, and hopefully they'll get me higher because I need to get higher for the fuel burn. But initially just climbed to flight level 180 and have been told to expect higher. See the glaciers down there. Beautiful. And a little bit further along down the line it gets a little bit more like the ice cap sort of thing, and then on the other coast, the east coast of Greenland, you'll see some more beautiful, stunning rock formations and icebergs when we get to the other side. Really lovely. So flight level 180 now, sort of stuck down here for the moment until I can get clearance to go higher with Gander. It's not too bad actually. I've backed off the speed to about 230 knots just so that it's not burning quite so much fuel, and also we are going to arrive at our destination still with 90 gallons left on board, so even if we did stay at flight level 180 it wouldn't be a drama. However, I want to try and get up higher to flight level 270, and then we can bring that fuel flow down a bit, and then our true airspeed is not too bad, so it's okay at the moment. Yeah, so just working on speaking to Nook, them liaising with Gander, trying to get us higher. In the meantime, clear skies.
Roger, confirm 150.
And beautiful views.
Clears, November 806 Papa Mike, to climb flight level 270, crossing 63 north 40 west.
So I just did that playback, so that's what I've been given a clearance from Gander, which I suppose that will have to do. So basically I've got until I get to 63 north 40 west, which is that user waypoint, which is 130 miles away. I still have to stay down at flight level 180, and then when I cross that point, then they're happy for me to climb to flight level 270. So what I've done at the moment is I've just backed off the speed to about 220 knots, lowered my fuel flow slightly, still okay, got 86 gallons of fuel when I arrive at Reykjavik, but I'll get higher when I get to that point then, and then I've got the rest of the 500 miles or so to go to, how far is it? So that'll be, yeah, about 500 miles, 400 miles, and 500 miles to go up at flight level 270. So that'll be okay. I just have to be mindful of the fuel at this moment in time. And if I just have a quick look at the weather map here, just waiting for a weather download to come through. So look at the winds. So the winds here are going to get, yeah, pretty much like a crosswind all the way. That's a flight level 2, so 270. If I just change that to 18,000 for the moment, you see here is pretty similar. So we're okay fuel-wise for the moment, and then when we climb, we're still going to have that crosswind, but then we'll be burning a lot less fuel, and we'll have a higher true airspeed and a better ground speed as well. So no dramas, just a little bit of a inconvenience.
West 1502, November Alpha 1545.
So I have been told to climb now to flight level 270, which is good. So I'm on my way up there, and now on the east coast of Greenland.
And
beautiful. Gonna have a quick chat to Gander, just on standby, waiting for them to call me back. See all the ice just off the east coast of Greenland. We're at flight level 270 now, and sort of settled in the cruise. Ground speed is actually not that much higher than it was when we were down sort of a little bit lower. Got a better true airspeed, better fuel flow, and so we're now going to arrive with about 105 gallons left on board. That's plenty to get to our alternate, which is Keflavik, if we needed to, but it's actually Cav OK in Reykjavik, so that's very nice. And yeah, so the difference in fuel from being 180 to 270 is not huge. It's more than enough. It's about 15 or 20 gallons more. That's because we've got a little bit more of a headwind as well. There's the Scandinavian going North American bound.
Roger, second is 4675 and then 11279er Gander. Backup is 8864.
So the sun is starting to set. So we had a sunrise for our departure out of Goose Bay and now through Narsarsuaq and into Iceland as the sun is setting. And just listen to the 80s there. You can hear they're using runway 01. Wind is calm, it's cav okay, but the runways are covered in ice. So I'm going to load up the procedure, and I'm going to do that initially through my 4 flight. So I'm just going to go into flight plan here, go into procedure at the top,
Contact Canter Radio.
And then here we've got approach.
35 west.
And it says RMP for runway 01. And I can have a good look here. That probably Nexim will probably be the waypoint that I go to. So I'll load up Nexim. And our minimas there are going to be LNAV, VNAV minimas. So 380 feet. And that looks really nice. So I'm just going to load that into there. And now I've got the RMP loaded up. And it's what I can use now to sort of brief myself as I come in, utilising the approach plate. Just going to give Iceland a call very shortly, but first of all what I'll do is I'll go into here, go procedure, approach, go into here for the RNAV 01, via Nexim, minimums we know are 380 feet, so we've got that in there, and everything looks good, and we've got the sequence there, which I can actually look at the sequence on here as well. I'll do that a little bit later, and then I can load that into the system. And what I've been doing before is go over to there, blue before I do, load up the chart, and I've got the chart on there, and I can use my flight plan and cross-check everything on there as well to make sure that I've got the appropriate information. Nexim, RK India 01, RK Foxtrot 01, and then the rest of the approach down in there. That's just good. November 806, Papa Mike is passing 30 west.
Station calling us from 32nd, call check.
November 806, Papa Mike is at 30 west.
Number 806, Papa Mike, Iceland Radio, go ahead with position report.
November 806, Papa Mike is 3 more 30 west at time 1618. Gitsu will be 1632 and next Gurug flight level 270.
And say the north coordinate at 30 west.
64 north, 30 west.
Copy 63 north, 30 west, 1618, flight level 270, and gives to 1632, Kiruk is next.
Yeah, that's great, 64 north, 30 west.
Copy 64 north, 30 west.
Yeah, just a bit of a position report as I'm coming in there. They will somewhere along the line give me a squawk and then take me in towards Nexim, I imagine, to bring me in on the RMP approach. Well, the sun is starting to set on another day. The sun's sitting there, and got about 200 miles to run to Iceland. It's been a great day today. Come out of Goose Bay into Narsarsuaq, where the weather was actually stunning. And then now just on my way into Iceland, where I'm going to spend the night, and then tomorrow head on down. I think I'm going to go through Inverness, and then depends on what the weather's doing. There's a lot of snow due in the UK overnight, and we'll see how it goes with there. I know up in Inverness and that sort of area, in fact, there's not going to be that much snow, and most of the snow is going to be down in the northern part of England, and I'm going to see how Oxford does as well. But yeah, so it's been a really, really lovely trip so far. Not that far to go now to Iceland. Just got myself all prepped and ready to go.
214 Sierra Golf,
Iceland now out there. Sometimes it's difficult to tell the difference between the clouds and the land, especially when it's covered in snow. So you've got Iceland there. There's the sort of the big bay that goes all the way around in towards the Reykjavik,
Control,
which is just over there.
3 kilo requesting level 340.
He's descending very shortly. He's cleared us down to flight level 100 when ready. So
3 kilo, Roger. Stand by.
got that prepped.
Standing by.
The VNAV waiting to go down when ready. It'll be dark when we land on an icy runway, so it's time to be prepared for that as we come in and do a similar thing to we did at Narsarsuaq. Come in at a good speed, don't brake heavily on landing. Good view of Reykjavik. Coming over the top of that, we've been cleared. There's Reykjavik in the distance. Reykjavik, so you can see how far away the international airport is from the actual city. And beautiful view over there as well.
Kilo Rotor, continue to next, and we'll be number 2 follow aircraft overhead Reykjavik.
So we're descending to 4,000 feet. We've been cleared for the approach via Nexim, so we're routing ourselves in towards there. Everything is set up. We're at higher speed at the moment, just so we can get ourselves in there. In fact, I'm going to very shortly. I'm going to go into manual now and just come back towards 210 knots. We'll start slowing ourselves down, but everything's good. Everything's set up. So aircraft slowing down now to 210. Approach has been briefed, and all the other checklist items has been set.
Until next set RMP 01 approach Reykjavik.
94,000 feet and next cleared RMP runway 01 Reykjavik
2,500 feet on QNH 1015 hectopascal. Taxi 571 for now, no speed restriction below 100, Delta Zulu 01 approach. November 806 Papa Mike, Reykjavik, contact Reykjavik Tower, 118.0.
118.0, November 806 Papa Mike, bye-bye.
Bye.
We've been cleared for the approach now. Plane slowing down quite happily down towards 180 knots. Reykjavik Tower, hello, November 806 Papa Mike, just past Nexum for the RMP 01.
806 Papa Mike, Reykjavik Tower, good evening, and number 1 runway 01, QNH 1015 hectopascal.
Number 101, 1015 set, November 806 Papa Mike. There's Reykjavik out to the left hand side. That's good, everything's set. Go back into FMS. Going to set the flaps at 50 now. Aircraft's going to slow down. Aircraft's descending as per the VNAV profile. Turning left on towards the final approach. Everything looks very pink and red at the moment because of the sunset, which is just behind. Visual of the runway, it's just out there. There it is. Not that one, but there's one in the middle of the frame, and there's another one just there. So that's the actual runway there, we got it. One's a road. Don't land on the road. There we go, coming around nicely. Everything's set up, scoreboard, approach has been briefed. Coming in, and hopefully the camera will stay up this time. We'll see how it goes. Lovely colours, really nice. So descending down through 2,800 to 2,400, and that's where we'll pick up the VNAV path. Everything else is set.
It's 06 Papa Mike Reykjavik Tower, good evening, number 1 runway 01, units 101.5 Pascal.
Okay, so I was just playing that back just to double check exactly what she'd said from earlier on. So, VNAV's coming down, still at 140 knots. On the wrong way. And as that comes down, I'm going to go gear down. And then start slowing it down a little bit later, down to 95 knots. Okay, so gear's going down. 1, 2, 3 greens, no reds, everything's set. I'm going to go full flap now as well. The aircraft will start bringing itself down to 95. Big pitching moment. As that happens, the aircraft will start to settle down. Oh, it's amazing out here. The colours and everything are just spectacular. If I see any northern lights this evening,
06 Papa Mike, wind easterly 5 knots, runway 01 Clipperland.
01 Clipperland, November 806 Papa Mike. So we got 3 greens, gears down, no reds, flap set at 100, 1300 feet. We'll put a temperature compensation in for the minima, so it's actually 406 now rather than 380. The temperature. Okay, passing through 1,000 for 406, so just over 500 feet to go. Okay, autopilot disconnecting, 3 greens, flap set, all set.
Minimums.
There's minimas on the pappies, speed coming back. So on the green donut, which is 80 knots, just below 80 knots actually. So coming down, looking at that very icy runway. Throttles all the way to idle.
Stall.
Okay, we've landed. Very gently on the brakes. Don't want the plane to start sliding around all over the place. To see on the light of the aircraft.
Papa Mike, next right turn on Narsarsuaq Greenland.
What next right onto Echo, November 806 Papa Mike. One last very quick clip. Look at that sunset, it's just absolutely beautiful. And just shutting the aircraft down now. It's been great to have you along on this second day over between Goose Bay and Iceland. So I'm going to go and get in the car now, go and sort out customs, and then time for a beer for sure. Great, so all done for the day. Went over, saw customs, they're all happy. Just getting the fuel guys out now. Well, I might as well wait and get the fuel out now while I'm here. It's like 5:30 in the afternoon, and the sun is going down. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? I've already shown you a few sunsets, so I won't bore you with that too much. But yeah, so end of another day. Going to head down to Inverness tomorrow. Is probably my destination for the beginning of my flight tomorrow. And but I'm just going to wait for the fuel guys, get the aircraft fueled so I don't have to worry about it in the morning. And I think they're going to be a bit busy here in the morning, so I'm going to do that, and then get out of here about 9:30 in the morning, and going to enjoy myself with a little bit of a drink and a beer later on. So thanks for coming along on this trip today, and look forward to keeping you up to date and posted for our next trip. I keep on saying but it's actually me at the moment. It's me and the plane. So all right, catch up with you later. Been on the ground now for about 10-15 minutes, and look at this. The wing is already peaking up loads of frost and ice. So it's about -6 or so here. But yeah, so looks like I'll have the TKS fluid out in the morning and de-icing the aeroplane.